I have row. So this is part 2 of the first video, the 8 pillars of Greek wisdom, the pursuit of excellence, the second pillar. And we talked a lot about, the first part of it, living vicariously, having passion, and all that. So he says, what is the meaning of excellence? The meaning of excellence is to discover those things that we're capable of doing well, and then to do them with all of our heart and soul, living in your authenticity, your honor, integrity, and your passion. These are this is humanity's finest of nature right here. And to do less is to lose our chance to experience the full meaning of being alive. It's like that song, "Live Like You Were Dying." I love that song. We should be living like we are dying. Essentially, you want to get real technical. We're all dying. It's like fruit. You know, um, it gets ripe and then it molds and it's done. We are born, we get old, we grow, we learn, we live, whatever, and then we die, and that's how it goes. You know, we do things to try and prolong that, but if we're going to be sitting here trying to prolong our life expectancy, we should be trying to live it to the fullest, people. Okay? And that would be the logic here. If we want to stay alive longer, if we want to fully understand life and experience it for exactly what it is, we need to live it that way. We need to live it as though we are dying. We need to live it as though we are not going to be here in 10 years or tomorrow. Every day should be made wonderful. You have all these people that are posting these inspirational things, live like you were dying, live life in love or whatever it is, and that's fabulous and all. But those are very basic. You should live life happily. You should get along with your friends and family and people just around you, because that's called civility. You should do things that make you happy. You should be eating good foods and living as luxuriously as you can for that present moment. You ought to be doing those things. Those are very basic. Those are all things that are very much achievable. It's when you aspire to be more than that basic thing. You say, well, I made $15,000 this year. I'm going to make $20,000. So what do? You go to school, you get a certificate, you get a degree, or whatever have you, and then you get this new job halfway through it, and then then you start to build up your whatever, and you become a manager or a boss or a CEO, and you've done what you could to be more than that, to be more than the basic luxuries of human existence. It's really sad when you have people that you've known for a long time and they don't get better. They just fall off onto the wayside. Or they had such great potential. You hear that a lot. He had such great potential. We thought he was really going somewhere. Well, some people say that just to be, mean. We thought he was really going somewhere because they weren't pleased with what he chose to do in the first place. And then we have those out there that are actually, he really could have done better. And here he is sitting in jail, 8 baby mamas and babies and whatever else have you, and what he just got racked by circumstance. No. He chose to go out and have sex with all those women. He chose to deal the drugs, and he chose both of those things to the consequences of those things. He did not choose for better. He chose for things that were very risky, and he chose for things that were going to get him into trouble. Now, on the subject of risk, the Greeks took risks. All the time they took risks. Oh my God, did they take risks. Because that's how they lived. They lived passionately and vicariously. and if it didn't have some adventure in it, there was no point. Maybe not all of them, but a vast number of them, you know. And but these risks were not willy-nilly, you know, impulsive to a degree. They were calculated. They were methodical. They were, yeah, you might not know how the ending's going to be, but I can plan for two different types of endings and how it's going to be, you know. So that's what makes this so exciting. That is the meaning of excellence. Being more, taking what you already know and making it better, and still learning along the way. He talks about the price of excellence, and this is what he talks about is frustration. It doesn't matter what you do. If you strive to be more, okay, you are going to be frustrated at times. You are going to have people that are going to, if you honestly believe this, you might not want to be following along with this anymore. But if you honestly believe that everyone out there is all rainbows and unicorns, and you know that there is not one person that sees your success and is, you know, not thinking about some way to cock it up, you're an idiot. You are foolish. Because there is always going to be someone out there that sees what you have and is going to want to take it from you. So we have to guard those things. We have to protect those things that we strive for, that we work for, that we want, that we're doing at that very moment. Okay? And that being said, let's look at the frustration that I'm talking about. To the Greeks, that was the cruelest of punishments. We talked in the last video, the heaven versus hell thing, that everyone was pretty much conscripted to go to Hades. That's just the way it is. You know, you had to do some pretty great things to be on Olympus, or to go to, you know, if you're in Egypt, to go to the Field of Reeds. You know, you had the whole going through with the Book of the Dead and all that, you know, different pantheon. Another time we'll talk about that. But in Greece here, you had to do a lot of great things. That mythology is the same. It is the Christian religion and Islam and whatever else that subscribe to the idea that there's this great heaven, you do wonderful things, you know, you follow and you believe in Jesus and God and all that, and then you go to heaven. Well, what does that tell you? That all you have to do is this, you're good. No, it's the Catholics that have that mentality. You have to go through some sort of purgatory. You have to go through struggle and strife and whatever else to achieve that. These other denominations, it's pretty much forgive me and it's done. Okay, and don't write to me about it. I've gone through many of them, and I was confirmed not once but twice. So don't write to me about those things. Point is, you know, you have to go through all these trials and tribulations, and so for the greatest of punishments was for the Greeks was frustration. For the modern monotheistic religion, it is a lot to do with eternal torture. There was only really three people or three peoples or heroes or whatever that were actually tortured in Hades, and it was only because they did things that were absolutely atrocious against God, and so the gods punished them. I don't remember these names offhand. Good thing I have it written here. You know, we have, you know, Sisyphus, Tantalus, and Titus. You know, Titus, you know, they were all each equally majorly guilty of something, but you know, you had a Titus who was spread eagle on the ground, and a crow or whatever, a hawk came down, a vulture came down and ate his liver every day. But he was spread eagle, you know, bound, right? Then you had the other guy who, you know, he was pushing a boulder up the hill, you know, and Sisyphus, there you go, who had to push a boulder up the hill, huge one, and then, you know, as soon as he got to the top, it would slip from his grasp and he'd start back over, you know. The other one is Tantalus, and by the way, that's where the word tantalize comes from. Tantalus, he was destined to be eternally hungry and eternally thirsty, and his torture was he was compelled to stand in a pool of cool, clear water, and beside that pool there was a bowl of tree. There was a bowl of a tree laden with fruit, and every time he reached out to grab it, the wind would blow the tree away, or he'd lose the fruit. He wouldn't be able to grasp. He would get it. He wouldn't be able to grasp it. And when he reached down to grab some water, the pool would lower the level of water, and it would just keep going down and down and down and down. So I mean, this is the frustration, and these stories tell a lot. These stories tell a lot about frustration. That it's not physical pain that renders the ultimate punishment. The Greeks were, a race of achieving people. And so, to punish them, to not be able to reach out and grab something, or to have something always in their grasp but not get it, that was a cruel punishment. And it's no different than today. People are always, that promotion is right there. That promotion is right in my hand. And then it's gone because someone took it. You have that, those mentalities there that are playing a focus. All right. So therefore, the pursuit of excellence will always lead to frustration. It's how you overcome that frustration, and you know that there is going to be frustration involved as you try to pursue excellence. And so that takes us to the cost of excellence, and the cost of success. What success has a cost for? And you know what? That would be pride, folks. Pride. And the Bible even reminds people, pride goeth before a fall. There it is, folks. Pride goeth before a fall. You can be all this great and wonderfulness, and you can keep doing it, but then everyone, because it happens to everyone. It happens to everyone. The Greeks had it, the Romans had it, the Egyptians had it, all these major civilizations had it. People nowadays are having it. They get all this great and wonderful success. They're powerful, they're wonderful, and then all of a sudden it's gone because they got cocky. They made a bad investment. Oh, don't worry, I'll figure this out. I'm good at what I do. And then they lost it. They don't have it anymore because they got prideful. So yeah, pride sucks, guys. Pride is just horrible. Yeah, you should be proud in the things that you do, but you shouldn't be so prideful that it actually, takes you and, ruins your success. He talks about Niobe and Arachne, and those were the twins. Love this story. Love this story. Um, you know, Niobe's children to death with arrows before their mother's eyes. Niobe learned her lesson, but like so many the Greek myths and tragic figures in Greek myths, she learned her lesson too late. We always learn the lesson too late, and that's the story about her. Um, she had boasted um, of the fact, comparing herself to the goddess Leto, who had one daughter and one son. Leto's divine children, Apollo and Artemis, then took their revenge, shooting all of Niobe's children to death with arrows before their very eyes. Don't boast. You know? He relates it to, people who take sharp turns on the side of a cliff, and then they end up driving off the cliff. Well, hindsight's 20/20, I guess, but, maybe you shouldn't be taking hairpin turns on the edge of the cliff, at excessive speed. You've seen the fly off it. Arachne, by the way, that's where we get the word arachnid. She had told, she had basically, in a nutshell, she had boasted that her weaving was even better than that of Athena. And even Athena, so they had a competition, and her Arachne's weaving was flawless, fabulous, was wonderful. And Athena, she couldn't withstand the insult. So what did she do? She turned her into a spider, which is where we get the phrase, or the word arachne. so that she could always be hideous and ugly, and that her, you know, weaving of a web would be what she does, you know, and it's wonderful. It's just how it is. It's a repulsive figure of her former self. If you're gonna boast and be, tell everyone and be, yeah, be larger than life, but don't be arrogant about it. Else you're gonna get, smacked in the face. So then he talks about Agamemnon. I don't really like that story anyway, so you can look it up if you want. But it's the same idea. Excessive pride is what's gonna get you every time. Be prideful, yes. Okay, I'm sorry, but I believe it is. I'm not sorry. It's healthy self-interest to say, I'm proud of what I did. I went to France, me personally I did. I deployed, which I did. I have a business. I'm a professional tarot reader. I guide a lot of people. I do wonderful things. I have no problem saying I'm proud of those things. I am. I have every right to be. I work for those things. Now, if I start sitting here saying how I am the best, so much so that, like this one person, I'm not going to name names because that's not how I do things, but this one individual wanted me to be on his show. I said, okay, cool. I have no problem with that. And then I said, well, I will send me your schedule, I'll let you know. And then he said to me, he said, well, I have to know if you're any good and how you work before I can have you as a guest. I said, okay, well then, let's schedule an appointment and you can have a reading from me. That's pretty reasonable, And he basically, when I had said that, he had taken that as, insult. And I had also said, someone else tried this with me once too, but it didn't turn out well. It turned out, that they were just trying to get a free reading out of, whatever. And so I keep myself a little protected. Oh my God, did that turn into a whole thing, which I didn't even facilitate in. It turned into, he had started sending me messages saying, I have 3 radio shows, and my favorite was the line, I'm the reader that readers come to. Okay, I am a tarot reader of 10 years, and I go to one who's been reading for almost, 30, 40 years. So don't tell me, you're not that wonderful, especially if you come at me like this. What this turned into, who's got the bigger dick? And between 2 men tarot readers, that's how it always, for some reason, turns out. Look here, men readers. This is a message to y'all out there. There ain't a lot of us, that are masculine, that are, to the point and real about it and actually take the time to learn it. It's generally women that do this profession. So if you're going to do it, own up to it and make it the best that you can. Because you got all these other little readers out there that are men that are making all the rest of us good ones look bad. And through no fault of our own either. It's through people like the one that we just talked about. He didn't have to say those things. All he had to do was schedule an appointment. And if he was so absolutely wonderful, he should have known that I'm good. He should have known that I spend time doing what I do. There shouldn't have been any question. You see? And because I'm running a professional business, that should be enough, because that's an action. I don't have to tell people I'm good. Yeah, the last 2 videos I said that a lot. Okay. But does it come up in regular conversation? I'm great. I'm wonderful. No. It's through action. It's through what I do that people realize how good I am about anything. Anything. Do I anticipate that, I could get knocked over and this could blow up in my whole face? Yes, absolutely. Every day I don't anticipate that. I recognize that is the option there. So I keep my thoughts in good order. I keep my words in good order. I keep my intentions in pretty good order, So how do we pursue this excellence? Just like what I said. We do things by action. We do things by making it a point to get along with other people. We do it by at least trying. to 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 be the best, our best, something that's reasonable and that's, going to be achievable. And we do it by you know, helping others along the way. You know, it's good, healthy self-interest to want to be the best. And our society has demonized that mentality. No, you're no better than the guy sitting next to you. Incorrect. If the guy sitting next to me is not doing nothing great with their life, they are living in a hovel, they are not choosing to do better for themselves, I am not like that person. Don't ever compare me to it. Because I'm better than that. So, we keep going forward. We have to recognize that we're not the same as everybody else. That those that try are better. It's a first class option. It's a first class mentality to do better, to want to do better, and to take that action. So, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have anything to say, please leave in the comments. If I get to it, I get to it. I'm trying to respond to people frequently. Please pass it on, share it, check out all my other links. If you would like to set up for a reading or anything like that, those links are going to be down in the info box as well. I hope you all have a wonderful day and welcome to the new year. Strive for the best this year because that's what 2015 is all about. Bye-bye.